Welcome back to FrankJavCee FM, the #1 noise artist interview radio podcast host of all time. And I'm joined with the infamous, spectacular, mystical KJ Valium.
Hello.
How are you? It's been forever. We haven't seen each other in, I would say, eons.
Specifically, my fault.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to go to California during my off season, during the winter or whatever. I wanted to go to your birthday. I wanted to go to more California shows.
You did come to my birthday though.
Last year, not this year. Last year was
year
great.
I was this year I actually didn't want to have a party, but I was forced at obligation point to do it. But I was really happy when you did show up.
Yes. That last year thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was fun. I got to bring my AZ crew, some of them.
Yeah, I love the AZ crew. Like who is it that what's his name? He's like the short guy. He's at all the shows, and I would always forget who he was until like we started talking. We became friends.
There's I could shout out some random names, and you might get
do that.
There's always Cody, aka Bed of Roaches. That's the guy I got horchatas with that one time.
Yeah. He's also the sound guy, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of sound volunteering. He does a lot of show running. They queer type
I mean,
creature.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Like,
but
I like a little they them flavor for myself as well. But
I played horchata specifically for them because they asked for it, and that was a good show. It was at the Pentagram people. I opened up for Coco Joey in Arizona. It was like 112, and it was super hot, but we enjoyed ourselves, and we missed you.
It was the day that I left.
Yeah, Arizona. The day you left was the day I showed up. But then
you all celebrated. Hooray, I'm gone. The monster's gone.
It was a sad celebration. We missed you.
It was a fire victory. But that was like a great show.
In your venue was your little dragon Sona on the wall, your little graffiti.
Yes.
How long have you been a Scalie?
Since I played Oblivion.
Really? So Oblivion is what started it for you?
Oblivion is what woke me up, I guess, if you can say that.
What did you have it on?
Like 2008, so on my PC.
Because we're roughly the same age, right?
Yes, we are old. We call them gray furs. We're starting gray. We have gray in our fur or whatever.
I'm more of a brown fur still.
I'm as soon as I start seeing gray on myself, I'm just gonna shave. It's over.
Really? You don't want to be gray? I think you would look rather dashing.
I don't like hair.
That's one of the things about being a Scalie is they have no hair.
Yeah, obviously I'm still a hairy creature in my IRL self, but it's like if I had the means to keep myself bald and looking good, well,
you'd
obviously
be slippery and slimy. Would you rather as a Scalie, would you rather be slimy or dry?
Slimy is for frogs.
Okay,
so that's the amphibian stuff.
Yeah, so you're not an amphibian.
Frogs are cool, but I like reptiles. Reptiles are #1.
Yeah. Do you think being from Arizona is what makes you a dry lizard?
Well, I grew up with lizards running around my backyard and stuff, and one time I was able to catch one, and I had no idea how to take care of it, and it died. And so that was my first case of animal abuse you could use against me.
I had a gecko, and the same thing happened. I had it in like a little tank, and I named him Gex after Gex the gecko, and he died after like a week.
Gex.
I felt really sad.
Yeah.
Say Gex backwards.
Say Gex backwards. I did it. All right. I beat you in your game. But yeah, it's like, I think that happens to every kid. Like when you learn how to, obviously a dog or a cat, it's better.
They live longer.
They could if you have the whole family unit working with it, it doesn't matter. But if you get your like first fish or whatever, that's a bit.
It teaches you a valuable lesson of the ephemera of life.
Yes, the whole life and death. You start getting into doom metal as a kid after that because You just
Yeah.
can't get over it.
So you describe your music as experimental electronic violence. Why?
When I first, that was like the 2016 vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I was really into Swans and Death Grips, that whole mucore,
Yeah.
there's the experimental rock, the experimental hip hop, and the shared semblance of experimental music that was popular at the time was just the full volume and delivery of it all. So I wanted that energy. I wanted to be able to expose myself that way, perform that way, have that catharsis or whatever. Because during my 20s was just unpacking all the trauma that we all go through and stuff, millennial vibes, all that stuff. And so I was very slow about going through a self-healing process. So
Okay. You said something to me once when you picked me up from the airport, and I remember it was a really cool time. You were showing me like tapes. You were just showing me like all these interesting kind of sounds, or was it CDs? I forgot what it was. It was like
probably CDs. I like CDs more than tapes, and I always have CD players in the car, not tape player. Yeah.
But you told me like as a kid you were like nonverbal for a long time. What was that like?
I'm still kind of that way now. Like I process questions in my head first before asking. Yeah. And that leads me to having my own answers before knowing what the social semblance is or whatever. And so that made me both a gifted and challenged kid at the same time. Millennial vibes. That's going to be our catchphrase.
Millennial. Yeah, we were millennial born vibes. In the 90s. I was hanging out with some people born in like 2003, and I was like, oh, this is
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
We are now unconchopped. That's yes.
Oh my god, speaking of which, I was on like a random Discord server, and you know the picture of me going down the George Clanton slide?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, someone was like, Frank looking chopped as usual, and I was like, my heart.
Your heart and soul. Yeah, that's another thing. I miss the E-Spirit California show, and I really wanted to go that.
Yeah, that was super fun. It was
George Clanton is evil. George Clanton is evil, but E-Spirit is still good.
Okay. I mean, I've only hung out with him a few times, and I have my like what's the word I'm looking for? My opinions on everything.
It's just fun to punch up like that because he's an internet creature. Like he knows all that shit. So
yeah, we all are in the same sphere. Like one of the themes about
with love.
Podcast I had is everyone talks about how connected and small the vaporwave scene is. It's like a small town where everyone like knows each other.
Yeah, and I've always liked vaporwave because it's part of the whole internet music delivery, but it's like vaporwave wasn't the only thing going on. I wanted to the whole internet was just going through a whole scouring of everything and trying to archive everything on the internet, and that so I wasn't like obsessed with vaporwave as much as I was with everything else.
Yeah, so what are your obsessions then? I want to hear some KJ obsessions.
New age, I
guess. New age, yeah. I've always felt like you have a very mystical presence.
I like spirituality. I like how it's expressed by different people. I like seeing white people take on indigenous native vibes.
yeah, especially in Arizona, there's so much native vibes there.
I mean, yeah, if you don't keep up the culture yourself, then it's just going to be rolled over by corporatism. That's the nature of Phoenix in general. It's just a bunch of
it's
DIY punks trying to keep the Phoenix mayor from signing on new skyscrapers and stuff. That's the vibe.
My favorite thing about Phoenix is it's so hot, but it also like the Phoenix, it rises from the flames.
We carry the frame.
Yeah.
Frame.
What was the first time we met?
The first time we met was Thunderbird show.
Really? That was like
Yes.
but I feel like we met before that on the internet. I remember
I
specifically
mean,
like
yeah.
I let you
But
slide into my DMs because you sent me just a video of your socks and then you ripped them off.
I ripped off my socks.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to save the video. And that was just like our first
I don't
interaction.
remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have this sock. This is
Yeah, it
my
wasn't
favorite
that
sock.
one. Yeah, I
This is
loved
my
your
favorite
gator
sock.
socks.
I found some new ones too, but I've been waiting. Oh, they're stored away somewhere else. But yeah,
You want to talk about the Thunderbird show?
I think it was you and Uncle Joe.
Yeah, me,
And
Uncle Joe, Midnight Drift, and I believe Newports.
yes,
It was the entire AZ homie crew.
yeah, and that was when that was like my second show that I went out to, trying to find the AZ crew.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought you were like deeply connected already by then.
No, absolutely not. Like, I've been in and out of music and music scenes. The only music scene I really cared about when I first started to record my own music was the Facebook Mew group.
Oh my god, I was a part of that.
Yes. Yeah. So, it had its apex between 2015 and 2017.
Yeah.
It's still alive, but it's a hollow husk of what it was. And
Yeah, my favorite person on there was like this really huge guy that used to just play drums, and he had a band called Tub Girl, and he was based out of Chicago. And I remember he would just live stream at like 3 a.m, and I would just be there with like 5 other people just watching this guy drum. Like,
I didn't join until like 2016, 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, and before that, I was on 4chan doing I like the music. I like the music board. I like the Pokemon board.
Mm-hmm. Can you guess what my favorite board is?
There's so many.
Trash, but go on.
Of course. There you go. Bazooka. You got me.
Yeah.
I haven't been there for a while. I'm done with,
I think
I'm
it's
pretty much done with
psyop.
4chan now. Like
I'm on Reddit now. That's my guilty pleasure.
It's been exposed as a complete psyop from the beginning, and 4chan's just not fun anymore. So,
So are you still like perusing the internet? What spaces have you been going in and out of? Because I see you like everywhere. Like, to me, honestly, you're one of my favorite reply guys, and I love just seeing what you're up to.
I'm honored to be a reply guy. That's nice. That's very generous of you. But it's like, I'm just all over the place all the time. I'm always glued to. I love memes. I like seeing how memes grow and die and grow again, and I like finding odd experimental cringe memes as well. Stuff that's been deemed stale a couple of years ago. I like it when they pop back up again. I just like memes. That's the whole thing. I'm a meme junkie. I'll keep up with the current times, watching how the world is burning, and trying to have fun with it all, I guess. And of course, there's serious tones to it as well, and sometimes it hurts to care about. I'm mostly like a Greenpeace person. I care about the environment and Earth a lot, and I don't like seeing AI was funny back in like 2022. Like we could all admit to that, I think. But once the American corporatism took over and started to make it not fun and cringe and evil, it's just like, yeah. I also like seeing the resistance against it all. That's the main thing. Social resistance, social defiance, and watching the voice of the majority kind of take over the cultural force, I guess.
Speaking of watching the world burn, you went from one hot space to, can I say how you're in a frozen tundra right now?
I also love Alaska. Like, I've only been in Arizona for so long by consequence. It's where my family is. It's where I was raised, and you know, it's where I fell back to with my parents and stuff. But you know, I could deal with extreme temperatures. You know, I was working in Amazon for 5 years, and so I was in that hot box in the summer.
Yeah. I think I
So
remember that when we first started talking, you were at Amazon.
yeah, and yeah, so thankfully I'm graduated from that now.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what happened when I first dropped out of college. Was I took a summer job in Alaska, and yeah, and now I'm
Well,
back
how do
to
you
it.
like it? What's different? Because I heard Alaskans don't have a sense of humor and they're very like direct. Is that true?
There's funny people here. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
There's some, you know, there's a shared semblance of introversion. I haven't really experienced like a full Alaskan winter,
Yeah.
so I'm only mostly here during the summer, where people are
Mhm.
out and about and having fun.
Yeah.
Um, you know, yeah, it's only been like in seasonal belts that I've been up in Alaska. The latest I've gone was like early December,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, and you know, I like cold stuff. I do like the cold. I just like extreme temperatures and
Yeah.
extreme weather in general. If it's like a boring sunny 60 degrees, and that's whatever. But if it's raining, if it's windy, if there's storms or snow or extreme heat, I'm all for that. You know, it's, you know, it titillates the senses.
Yeah. So would you say your music is a representation of that extremities? Because I feel like your music is
Yes,
so extreme compared to like anyone I've ever seen. I think I've only ever seen you perform once, and that was when I was kicking a balloon at you the whole time.
that's what you were supposed to do. What show was that?
It was the one where we played where there was like a giant monster with glasses as a stage.
Oh yeah, that was Trunk Space.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, yeah, that's on my YouTube page. That's what I published for the Dystopian Oasis set as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was just me trying to show off vaporwave skills, but with hardware.
Yeah.
So
What hardware do you use? Because I know you use like so many things. Like I've seen you play with so many different instruments, and I think I even saw you play with Audacity once, and I was just like blown away.
well, when I dropped out of college, the only thing I knew was Audacity, because
Mhm.
it was just a pretty conservative classical school. So
Yeah.
it would be like, hey, use Audacity to record yourself performing a recital so you could get into an orchestra, and then
Mhm.
have real professionals record you and stuff. So yeah, I played baritone and tuba
Nice.
in high school and college, and I played trumpet for jazz as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, sometimes I still have my trumpet. I still bust it out sometimes, but yeah, I'm yeah, obvious, yeah, with, you know, the way that my brain works, I do have learning disabilities, and I've just had to like learn to work with it, and not
Yeah.
really so it's not like I'm trying to be all uh like, what's the word, I'm not you know, sometimes I'm trying to prove a point by using hardware and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
being a real musician or whatever. You know, we don't like those fake DJ producers or whatever. But you know,
Mhm.
I could say that to you. You make your own music. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how it is. But it's just a lot better for me to feel my music. And so
Yeah.
I did bring these up. I like this little series, Roland series
What
of
are
mini
they?
boxes. They're little Roland mini boxes. So this one's a drum machine. This one's a sampler,
Mhm.
and I do have like a voice manipulator at home as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just a lot better for me. You know, whenever I try to load up a proper DAW, like
Mhm.
Fruity Loops or whatever, I just blank. Like my learning disability sets in, and I can't really play with it.
Yeah.
I can't feel the music like that. So
Like how hands are you when you create stuff? Like you just need to just do it then and there?
um, when I'm playing with my keyboards, my hardware, yes.
Mhm.
Um, you know, when I'm stealing music from YouTube on Audacity, that is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm able to, instead of learning how to do the hard work with hot software myself, I just rip it off of other people.
You know what's funny is I remember the second time I ever saw you, it's when you showed up to LA. And then I remember specifically you were like, "Hey, what's your address?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm over here." And then you were just like, "I'm outside." And I was like, "What?" And then we went on that adventure in Little Tokyo together.
I mean, that's you know, that's part of the millennial vibes, is that, you know, when I grew up, I was obsessed with music in a different way when I was a teenager. I wanted to go to college to learn how to use recording and engineering and stuff. I never thought it was something that I could do for myself.
Yeah.
You know, that's the acquired norm nowadays. Like, going to college is cringe in general now.
I don't believe in higher education. I think you could just learn on the internet. You learn by fucking around and finding out on YouTube.
Yes, and you're a prime example of that, and I thank you for your service.
Well, thank you for picking me up.
I mean, yeah. So, like, before the internet became what it is now, like, when I was learning how to do it and stuff, it's like, yeah, you do it yourself. You pick up a guitar and you start your garage band and all that stuff. You use a analog recorder and just, you know, learn like that. But it's like everything is so automated now, is that, you know, all the rules all the aspirations I had growing up was just completely washed by the time
it's a different world.
Yeah, you know, during my 20s, I was trying to find that rock band I could be in. I was playing bass, and eventually I grabbed a keyboard. It's like, I like electronic music too. I should pick up a keyboard and mess with that. And then I would try to play keyboard on top of other tracks, like other bands that I like that didn't have a keyboardist. And it's like, you suck. You don't have a keyboardist. I should be a keyboardist. And that's just what led to me recording by myself on Audacity and making something for something that I could do for myself. So
do you remember your first releases and how that was like?
Yeah. So yeah, that was me learning how to use Audacity from your videos.
Oh, so you did what is it, ambient drone tutorial?
Yes. And it's like, you know, I learned how to, you know, I learned how to use it to an extent with college and stuff, in terms of like making recordings and stuff, but actually using it as a production tool. You know, there is that whole obsession with pulse stretch and stuff, and I do love me some pulse stretch. And,
800% slower.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, that whole aspect of Vaporwave is what kind of unlocked it for me. You know, I could just post whatever I want on the internet and shroud it with some sort of aesthetic or whatnot. And so my favorite aspect of Vaporwave is hauntology. It's you know, analog horror. It's that kind of ghostly vibes. And I like how New Age has kind of been picked up again, given a digital resurgence type of thing. And obviously people bend that different ways. They bend it into their chill wave, chill pop, happy stuff. And then, you know, I like my hauntology. I like feeling like music has its own sentience, basically.
You know what's funny, you brought up that word.
I'm driven by what I'm performing, and it's just kind of making itself as it goes. Yes.
When we did the show in Trunk Space together, I remember listening to your set, and I realized that you were turning like this noise into something that sounded almost organic. Like, it felt like it was alive. Like, it felt like it was an organism, like giving us, like, I don't know how to describe it. It just felt like alive, and that was something that like tripped me out about your sound. It felt like you're like calling an ancient deity to like just show up for us.
I felt like I was playing video games. That's what it's like. Like, yeah, I'm a learn by play type of kid. And when I was a kid, I had to take turns with my siblings to play different video games. And when it wasn't my turn, I would have to go practice piano or do homework or whatever. And instead of like practicing the pieces that I was supposed to do for a piano recital or learn my skills or whatever, I would just try to discover different ways I could make different sounds on the piano besides just, I played with the pedals a lot. I knocked on the wood a lot,
That's so interesting.
Different autistic cringe shit.
Yeah.
And when it came to the radio, when we had like 90s radio that had all the it's fetishized with vaporwave as well, like retro stuff. So I would be playing with the radio like a video game. I would be playing with the equalizer and trying to find different radio stations and trying to find radio stations in between radio stations, and I kind of do that now too. So
yeah, I was gonna say, when you did the set in LA, you incorporated the radio as part of your like extra layer to it, and I thought that was really interesting because there's like a randomization involved. You never know what you're gonna find.
That's the music creating itself. Like I could be a conductor, I could be an arbiter, I could come in with my compositional ideas and whatnot, but that's the fun of a performance is having something else, something that I cannot expect come out of it. And it doesn't work out every time. There's some sets where when I finish the set, I'll be like, that fucking sucked, and everyone would still cheer, and I'm like, and I would have to walk away and cool down for a bit because I really wanted something to happen that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
But it's still entertaining. That's a nice thing about being in the noise scene is that everyone's open-minded. Whatever sounds happen is cool. Like I'm not a fan of just like straight up harsh noise, like playing with distortion pedals or whatever. I want musical quality to come out of it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
But at the same time, I dropped out of doing classical music because I was just sick of looking at black and white keys and notes and stuff. There's much more to music than what's notated on a sheet.
Yeah.
So I found that through, underground jazz, punk rock, progressive. I was mostly into like progressive metal when I was a band kid, which is pretty stereotypical of band kids. We were all listening to Muse and Tool and all that. But yeah,
you were bringing up like autism earlier, so I understand
autism gang.
With autism, there's a lot of like sensory processing, you know what I mean? Yes. So like within your music, do you feel like there's an extra sensitivity with certain textures and sounds that you're drawn to, or stuff you don't like very particularly?
I don't like made for money music at all. Like you find it both in the underground and with mainstream. There's plenty of like Billboard artists that I do like and enjoy. And I'm drawn to them because they have good creativity and emotional value and all that. But I try to be open-minded and open-hearted to whatever's going on. But there's just stuff that sucks in general.
Yeah,
and it might be your friends that suck, and we kind of joke about that. Kill your local music scene, that kind of stuff.
I was gonna say, since you actually went on tour, how was that for you? How did you plan that? How did it happen, and how'd you feel after it was done?
I was glad. Well, the last tour I did, it ended with a car crash. So
I'm sorry.
That's kind of why I kind of stayed in Arizona the whole time.
Yeah,
because I was just ready to stay home and play video games instead. So
yeah, do you want to talk about it? Because like I'm actually curious. I feel like we actually didn't talk about that last time we hung out.
When was the last time I saw you?
It was
better not have been the birthday. Okay, yeah, it was the California California living. Yeah, I did the show with Inreal, and that was sweet. You know,
Yeah.
I look up to Inreal because he has that same kind of experimental subset that goes on with his music, and he has that internet tough guy moxie as well, and he's a cool guy, and you know, his set was just him smacking his keyboard around.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, I didn't know you could do that.
Music should be fun. Like,
yeah,
the musician should be having fun. You shouldn't just be going through the motion. You should be able to perform with what you're doing, and not just, you know, go through a playlist or whatever. Like,
I remember the night before we went to a future funk show in some like random garage, and you fell asleep in the corner.
Not my vibe. You know, it's I like the first generation of future funk when it was a novelty, but you know, there's just been a lot of like stillness and copycats ever since then.
Yeah, I played a future funk show in Chicago, and I did nothing but like booty shaking music.
I mean, shaking your booty is cool. I'm not saying this to be a downer or whatever. Like, I'm saying this as a weakness of myself. Like, I should be able to appreciate it better. I should be able to be more. So it's just hard to be social when that music is going on.
Yeah, it's super loud. The music is supposed to be how you talk, but a lot of it's very samey, so it kind of gets blended together.
Yeah, you're supposed to lose yourself to the dance, and I'm a fat fuck, and
yeah,
I like dancing, and I lose my breath, and I just have to sit down, and it's like when you have one DJ after the other doing the same exact thing, it just shuts me down. So once again, it's not necessarily criticism of that show. It's just I'm trying to push myself through. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to open up through my insecurities and whatnot. So it is what it is. And eventually, yes, I do want to learn how to DJ for myself. You know, I want to be
It's fun. You know, my favorite thing about DJing is like when you're making music, do you ever wish you could listen to music? Well, DJing feels like that. It's like you're listening to music while making music because you can play around with it.
There's some really good DJs out there that really treat it like a performance, and that's what I really look forward to is watching, feeling, listening, how a DJ operates, how they conduct the flow of it and whatnot. So there's plenty of DJs that I do respect out there. So yeah.
Do you go to a lot of shows?
Not as often as I would like.
What's some of your favorite shows that you've been to, and why?
I mean, it's you know, it's hard not to say the shows that I play because, you know, there's some.
Well, yeah. What about the shows you play?
Better interaction with it.
What are some of the fun ones you've done?
Pretty much all of them. Like, the ones that there was a one on my golf tour where we were just it was just 4 of us at a campsite.
Oh wow!
And we just plugged into the nearest outlet we found and kind of played for each other in that Appalachian spooky vibes.
Do you call any Wendigos?
It certainly felt like it, and the last person, Distortigo Woodpecker, he found a hill summit to stand on and use his wireless speaker box to scream through, and so that's on my YouTube channel. You can check that out later.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to promote your YouTube and do a deep dive on you.
Well, yeah, I'm not a YouTuber by any means. I don't post with the schedule. I just kind of dump videos as I have them. So that's what that is.
So is that when you went to Louisiana?
I didn't perform in Louisiana during that leg. That was last year. But
okay,
I went to Florida, Georgia. I drove through Georgia. No, I did play at Atlanta. We played at a park or something.
Okay.
So Florida, Georgia, West Virginia, and Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
There's a really nice noise scene in Tennessee that I was really happy to be invited
Yeah.
to. Like,
I
it
heard
was
the
kind of,
Smoky Mountain region has a lot of good music.
in general, yeah. I mean, that's
So when
you
you
could
were
find
driving,
you could find good music anywhere, really.
yeah. So when you were driving, what were you listening to?
That's a good question. Probably mostly my stuff, because I was in that zone of preparing for the next set or whatever. And
Yeah, because is each set different?
yes. You know, I have a big enough discography now to really make every show different, and obviously I want to promote new songs and stuff. So
Yeah,
there's some, it's not like I'll use the same song in a different show, just in a different way, type of thing. And yeah, I do like my CDs. I like having CD collections. Listening to music in the car is like my third favorite way of listening to music. So
what are your first two?
First, alone in the room, as I am right now.
Yeah.
I love my YouTuber algorithm. I love finding all the 4-hour, 5-hour compilations and obscure 80s, 90s albums, 70s albums, that kind of stuff. And of course, seeing what the new wave of YouTuber musicians are doing nowadays, where they're not even making albums anymore. They're just making mixes of their tracks over and over again.
Well, what do you think about the new, like, there's a bunch of AI music out there, and sometimes it's hard to tell what's real and what's not.
Like I said before, in 2022, when the whole generational music thing, generational music has always been kind of a thing during the 2010s.
Yeah.
In a very creaky, rough sort of way. And it was always fascinating to find new sounds like that. But of course, nowadays, it just sounds uncanny and unflattering. And
yeah, well, that's actually how we talked about this. Like, I made a tweet because I'm getting like a bunch of AI generated Final Fantasy albums and like Final Fantasy, but cumbia. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I kind of tailored my YouTube algorithm to avoid that stuff. Whenever I see something that's AI generated, I'll just hit it with the downvote and move on. Like, 2022, when all those fake Eminem rapping videos were happening, obviously, like that was the most funniest thing. Like, that was a good meme. That was a good time. Just being able to generate all these shit posts about rappers saying stuff that they wouldn't otherwise say. That was good times. But that was a quick candle to burn through. And
yeah,
we're at a different point with it now, where people are just trying to generate clicks and views through making this soulless slop, and I'm just not into it anymore.
Yeah, you were talking about this earlier, where you're like, I don't like music made for money, so you'd rather have the music be made for the soul, or like soul expression of like authenticity. Like, this is who I am, and this is what I love.
This is who I love. This is what I hate as well.
Yeah.
This is how I feel about living and the state of being. That kind of stuff. Like, we are all star children in our own way. We're all eternal beings, and the power of creation is just what makes us unique and special. And that's the power of love and all that.
I mean, that's what I'm all about. And that's why, like, I like hanging out with you, because I feel like we could just like chill. We just have like a nice little harmony, even though we're on completely different spectrums of like just sonic textures.
Yeah. You've paved your own way very well.
Thank you.
I've crashed and burned so many times during the 2010s, and I'm still, I've learned how to not do that as often in my 30s, but it's still,
is there a crash and burn you would be willing to talk about with me, or
just a bunch of funny bands I would try to find on Craigslist, and I try to get along with them, but I'm too socially inept to really just not be compatible with people.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until like you know I don't know how I came across it, but the first like real vaporwave musician I connected with was Eventual Affinity, Peyton up in Seattle, and he had that interview with Hot Takes, and he had his promotional stuff with Pacific Plaza, and that's kind of what got me into the contemporary vaporwave scene.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. Like, it was nice to have Facebook friends and Mew and stuff, and we would share each other SoundCloud leaks, and eventually we'll hit our limit with the 3-hour limit and delete tracks. And it wasn't sustainable. I still have my Bandcamp page from 2016. You can see my first release there. Recently, I did a 10th anniversary of that album. I did a re-recording of it. So, it's the same compositions, different performances, and they're still not going to be like completely perfect recordings or performances, but that's what the live setting is for.
Yeah.
So
what's it like seeing 10 years? Like, it's like, oh, that was 10 years ago.
It's hard to know what exactly changed or not. Like, I still have the same attitude as I did back then. I just have more experience with people and publications and whatnot. There's certainly a power to limitation. Like, if you're trying to make your music more accessible for others to enjoy, make it short enough to fit on a cassette or a CD or whatever. There's no limits on the internet, and that kind of hurts in some way, because I could just put out some crap that I don't like, or no one else is going to like, and that's just going to be a waste of time type of thing. But,
Ocean grunge.
That was like, that's so yeah, the Sea of Dogs album is one of my favorite vaporwave albums. Through the driftwood, fog and driftwood, or something like that. And along with that, the split that Sea of Dogs did with a Zone Eater, aka Mesh. So it's nice to find like relatable music in that regard, where people like Mesh had a rock and metal background, and they were able to bend it into an electronic career or hobby, or whatever he considers it to be. So
would you be a fan of Slushwave? Do you love Slush?
Telepath, my number one. So that doesn't necessarily make me a fan of Slushwave in general. It's just Telepath is my favorite vaporwave musician, and he's the one who's able to do Slushwave well. And it's like, whenever I try to listen to other artists that aren't Telepath, it's like, you're not Telepath.
Did I ever tell you I met Telepath?
That's not a bad thing. It's just that's just my preference, I guess. Like, I'm just one guy. If you don't take the opinion of just one guy. I'm just a little guy.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But I was gonna say, I met Telepath in New York for Econ 1, and they were talking to someone about the time cube, and I don't know what that was. So it was just like a random conversation, but I didn't know that was Telepath at the time. I was just a random person. So I run up to them like, "You guys are talking about the time cube? Do you know what happens when you look in the time cube?" And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "You wasted a lot of time," and then I disappeared.
Classic fake Frank moment.
I don't know. I love like
certified
interacting.
Frank moment.
It's like, we talk about performance and we're all performing and stuff. Like, I like to use my actual life as like myth building and performance building.
Yes,
but
your life is a video game.
Your life is a video game also. You say you're like socially inept, but I feel like you're so good at conversating with me. What makes you feel that way?
It's a different setting. I could yap into a microphone just fine. It's hard to get along with normies in general. And So when I find the right social setting, I could unlock my brain and say whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm in a group setting. I like to say my pieces and stuff, but most of the time I'm just listening to other people and hearing what they
Yeah.
have to say. I always wait for my turn to speak or whatever, and most of the time that doesn't happen. But
yeah. Do you feel like the same way with music? There's something like that with your music where you're like trying to say something at the right time and unsure of who's going to receive it or not?
Yes. And I think that's just true for all musicians in general.
Yeah. So what makes you want to sample like extreme things, but like kind of like create textures out of them?
It's a good way to. I mean, that's just trauma dumping and trauma sharing, I guess, in a way. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's not like something like. There's that point in Mew where they're trying to find the most fucked up album ever, and it's kind of
most brutal album.
The most brutal album. It is not Machine Girl. It is Peter Sellers of Buyer's Market, where it's just a compilation of FBI interviews of child trafficking.
Yeah.
So that's the most fucked up album ever. That's for sure. And the reason why that album was made was because of testing the limits of publication in general.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know anything about that. You're giving me some ball that I don't know about.
Yeah, that was that whole part of the no wave scene in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot more innocent to sample a movie rather than actual real life stuff going on.
Yeah.
And,
do you think we live in a bad time?
We live in an extreme time. Like, all extremes are happening all at once, all happening all at once. And it's just, the speed of it, the speed of the Trump, like, it can be overwhelming. And that's something that I kind of put into my music as well, is just the speed of internet depravity and how much it's really fucking with our brains as star children, as eternal star children. Or whatever. Music, I would definitely have a better time living in any other point of Earth existence than right now. That's for sure.
So what do you think is your main challenge or trial in this like present time?
Making money. That's what it comes down
to.
Capitalism and, coping with it, trying to resist against it while still trying to exist as a social person at the same time, trying to keep my parents happy and not necessarily like trying not to worry my parents too much, but at the same time, trying new stuff for myself and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like my technical difficulties.
Oh no, do you need to charge it?
Yeah, my charger fell off and I didn't know that. So
there we go. Ta-da.
Tell me about your life. What are you doing?
Me now?
What is FrankJavCee 2? What can you tell me about it?
Well, FrankJavCee FM started as like a whole like radio show. It's just me like trying to get better at talking to people, honestly. And currently right now I've just been like, I have so many friends. Like it's like insane. I was thinking the other day, like I know hundreds of musicians. So like, and you're one of my favorite ones, honestly. Like I always
don't
keep
do
you in
that
the back
to me.
Of my mind.
Don't flatter me like that.
I mean, no, but it's true though. I mean,
what's your favorite KJ Valium song? Okay, let's be real.
Yeah, well, you know for a fact I don't really listen to your music.
There you go.
I just like you as a human being. Probably the one where you sample me.
Okay, but I don't think I sampled you in a song per se. I just sampled you. I just sampled you in the live performance. I was trying to reintroduce ocean grunge.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
With my Pacific Theater album, and so my easiest example of ocean grunge was the how to make ocean grunge video. And so that was a nice way to do that. And
How close are you to the Pacific Ocean right now?
I am in the middle of Alaska, so this
Like
is
in the dead set center?
So it's about a 5-hour drive to Anchorage.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea you were in the middle of Alaska. Bless you. So how was a sanctuary?
Let's see. You mean Sanctuary Fest or?
Yeah. When you were up there in Columbus, right?
Okay, yeah, that was a year ago. Yeah, Sanctuary Fest 2026 that happened a month ago. I was in the middle of my truck driving school training, so I couldn't really pay attention to that much. But I love them all. They're all homies. They're all cool. But yeah, Sanctuary 2025 was an absolute blessing because, as weird and as off-putting of a musician I am, Crystal was gracious enough to let me be a part of that, and that was really special. And of course, I feel like that credit also goes to I'm Copav, your other favorite guy, your other favorite.
I have a type.
Cherub.
Let's put it in there.
Yes,
everybody knows.
And it was nice to meet people that were relatable like that. And
it's fun to have like a found family where it's like you don't have to explain yourself to a bunch of like people. Like you learn a lot of like everyone has their niche and like what they are obsessed with, and you could be a part of it.
I could get along with most people to a certain extent. Like I could be nice with my coworkers. I could be nice with the rock and roll people. I could be nice with noise people. I could be nice with electronic people. But Vaporwave is the nice connecting glue for all of that. And it was just really nice to be recognized as part of the scene for that moment. And I was able to play some of my more Vaporwave friendly songs. And then I went crazy with my Quetzalcoatl song, which was it's just me worshiping, doing some type of Swans performance where I'm making my music loud and somewhat melodic, but mostly cathartic. And it was nice to have I'm Copav on stage along with that, because he has that kind of background as well with his music.
You two have like very similar, like almost like aligning paths. It's very harmonic.
Yeah, that it came together really well for that. And of course, and then the funny stuff happened the next day during the URL set, where I kind of showed my power level during the live stream and made some bad jokes.
What happened? I was there, but I don't remember what was so controversial.
I accidentally called Dan Mason Bad Mason.
Oh yeah, and then he got all mad. I forgot about that.
I don't think he got mad at all. I don't think he thinks anything of me. Like it is what it is, and I didn't mean it in a bad way. Like
I mean, he calls Young Bay Young Bad, so it all goes around. Everyone.
I was thinking of like the 90s bad. Like bad.
He's bad. He's Michael Jackson so bad.
Yeah, exactly. So there was just funny stuff going on like that.
I remember that. I was in the chat there. I remember watching that. And then Liam played the bed frame, which I thought was groundbreaking.
Yeah, Liam was able to use my microphone and my and one of my machines to do that performance, and that was really nice to see. And then we had fun with the DJ Cena and Gay Luigi stuff going on as well.
I know. I'm actually gonna DJ Gay Luigi, or Trans Luigi in like a couple hours.
I wanted to make YouTube poops when I was a teenager. I didn't know how, but it was nice to have that type of community where we all like our internet memes and just making making an exterior show out of it. So that was really fun.
I mean, I really enjoy those people just to like play with, because like we all understand the references. We all like it's a small town where we get to have a little campfire every now and then.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about being able to have like Vaporwave type shows and most of the time I'm just there as an attendee, which is fine.
Mhm.
Like I'm still gonna be a fan no matter what. But
When are you gonna come back to the mainland?
October, I'm wanting to do a West Coast tour
Mhm.
in October. I'm starting to go to furry cons as well,
Yeah, yeah.
and being a better part of that community as well.
It's super fun, honestly. Like I just like being a part of them.
Yeah,
They get down.
you're finding your own people again, your own
Mhm.
internet creatures. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It was a good time when I went to PDFC last
Yeah, didn't you
winter.
do like weren't you a part of like a giant jam session out there?
Yeah, there was a social block where it was a jam session, and since I had me and TDSDR, we had the electronic equipment, so naturally we kind of set the rhythm and the beat of everything. So that was really, and of course, shout out to TDSDR, one of the up and coming rising mainstream furry artists. So
Let's go.
it sometimes things work out.
Yeah, I
Someone
like
like
when things work
TDSCR
out.
moves to Arizona, and you link up, and you find relatable things, and yeah,
Do you want me to draw your Sona
if
and
you want.
have your Sona be the thumbnail? I think it'd be cool if it was like an Animorphs logo of you transforming it to your Sona.
Here's the plushie form of my
Yippee!
Argarnian. Yeah, there's that. I also have a Vaporeon.
Nice. So
and this blue Godzilla.
I
This
like
is what
that one.
I have a lot more at home, obviously, in storage. There's only so much I can fly up. So
yeah. So
that's my
how'd you get your
miniature
Sona?
collection. Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
For my second favorite video game, my most played video game is the Elder Scrolls Online. So that whole series has the best type of fantasy role play, I would say. And of course, they have Argonians, which make really awesome lizard creatures. So
that's cool.
So that fits in with that. And in terms of making a actual Persona beyond having a video game fantasy aspect, everyone has their like relatable Pokemon as well, and that's fine. But
yeah, what's your Pokemon?
Sceptile is my number one favorite. So
okay.
I do have. And then like number 2, number 3, kind of crisscross back forth is Nidoking and Vaporeon.
Okay, so, fun.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Bluish.
Yeah, I feel anything like all of those kind of have like a blue to them.
Yes. So, sometimes I bend towards green, sometimes I blend to purple, but as long, anything that involves blue is good by me.
I'm like the exact opposite. I'm orange. I love orange and red and yellow.
I like a good sunset, that's for sure. And there's that whole meme of blue and orange being contrast colors and being everywhere in all of video game marketing and stuff.
We're a portal.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
okay. If I actually had this hung up, it would be exactly that. Like you have your orange. You have your orange wall, and then I have a blue wall over here.
There you go.
There you go. And of course, there's this too, my bathrobe. So
nice.
I don't know.
You're so blue.
I am blue. I'm a blue blob now. Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
You could do your entire interview as Telepath.
I'm gonna let Telepath be Telepath. How about that? Yeah. I am my own. I'm my own construct.
Speaking of telepathy, do you think telepathy is real and you could transmit thoughts into other people's brains?
There's psychological ways to do that for sure, and it's just a matter of like social domination type of thing where you can control the vibe, the temp, the subject matter or whatever.
Yeah.
There's there's a power of manifestation behind that for sure.
Yeah.
I do believe in magic to an extent, spirituality to an extent. I feel like there's good ways and bad ways to kind of channel that that energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it mostly comes down to social constructs and how you treat people and stuff.
Yeah. I try to treat people nicely because I kind of want like
You
to
do.
manage like a balance and just like love. But since you're up so north, do you ever see the auroras?
I missed it by a hair. Like,
Oh.
yeah. By the time I got up there was one weekend where I don't have that much mobilization despite being a truck driver because I don't have my own car. I'm still trying to get to know people up here. Beyond just coworkers and stuff. So,
is there a scene up there? Is there like any sort of music up there?
I found a like a hardcore rhythm scene. I haven't been to any yet. Yeah,
like dubstep.
Yes,
in Alaska.
Yes, yeah. Like there's it's a lot. Anchorage is a city of 350,000 people. There's going to be an electronic scene there, but that's not where I am. I'm in Fairbanks, and it's like the full like outer Fairbanks area is like 100,000 people, and so I'm still trying to get acquainted with the local people here and what they do here. If there is an ongoing electronic scene, or if it's just an extension of Anchorage or whatever. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find something.
Well, there's more to life than music, which is odd to say in this. I'm going to work as a truck driver. I'm in the tourist industry, and it's a economically viable way of being entertaining in some way. It's edutainment.
There you go.
I like tourism for that.
And like I definitely want to go up there. I want to see what that looks like.
People come up here to have fun and see the beautiful stuff going on up here. So I want to be more involved with that. So, and then I'll move on to some other parts of Alaska as well, and keep using that to fundraise my tours and adventures. And yeah,
I definitely want. Remember, I told you I was like, I want to go up there real bad. I just want to,
I'm sure most people do, but putting thoughts and feelings to actual plans is a different thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid of the mosquitoes. I heard you guys got like crazy mosquitoes.
Yeah, it's starting. It's a state bird. It's that's just it is what it is.
And I get bit up like crazy because I'm so sweet.
Yeah. I mean, you could get some mosquito spray or something.
Yeah.
You're a sweet nectar. You're a sweet orange.
It's true. I'm filled with vitamin C. That's why I'm FrankJavCee.
I'm a blueberry.
Or an eggplant, or what other? A raspberry.
Well, blueberries are native too. There's some native blueberries up here, so that's pretty cool.
Have you eaten them? What do they taste like?
I haven't gone on a full wilderness adventure like that. That's kind of the thing I do on YouTube, as well as watching all these outdoor stuff, and people are able to.
I heard that the groceries are like really expensive because of like how long it takes to get up there. Is that true?
Groceries are expensive because we live in America, and all the political stuff that's going on. But groceries are expensive in regard, but there is no state tax, so it kind of evens out. So,
and I heard you get paid to just live up there, right?
If you're a Alaskan citizen and you stay through a whole year, there is kind of a winter whatever you call it. Just so you could get through the season, because things do get more expensive, and you need heat to survive. That's a no-brainer. It gets to like -60 during the winter, so
That's insane.
it is insane.
Like that kills you instantly.
Yeah, well, Phoenix kills people too.
What?
If you don't have AC in Phoenix,
I know, you just turn into a smoke.
Yep.
Do you get lonely?
All the time.
Really?
All the time. That's why I make music. It makes it, I can conjure my own friend, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, music doesn't treat me well sometimes either. So
Yeah.
it's a love-hate relationship. I right now I'm going on a pretty good streak with it, and you know, I'm able to keep healthy boundaries with it, and you know, I don't hurt other people with it. I don't hurt myself with it. I've that's kind of been a hard lesson to learn, is you know how to keep things balanced. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the theme of us being millennials. That's our lesson.
Millennial vibes. Let's go.
Yeah. You know, I have a mustache tattooed on my finger.
That's why. Show it. Beautiful. So, you know, I try to keep involved with communities, but you know, I have my own social battery. I get exhausted. I have to withdraw and all that. But you know, I'm still chasing after memes and you know, social media highs and whatever. So you know,
yeah. Are you working on anything right now that's going to come out soon?
I have 3 albums in tow. One is being one is in the publication phase, so you know, it's already sent out to the label, and we'll wait for that to go be as it is. I have another album that's mostly done. I'm kind of scouting out different labels to pick it up if you're willing to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, shout out to all my vaporwave labels. It is a bit more vapor centric. You know, it's based on my interaction with the community and how I relate to the vaporwave scene. So, you know, if there's a new vaporwave album, you know, I do want to look for bigger labels with it, just to keep that momentum going. So that would be nice if that happens. But you know, it is. I'm patient with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't need to be published anytime. You know, back when I was just making music for myself, you know, I would just post the album as soon as it's done, and you know, that was fine for that time. But I feel like I can do better than that now. And
yeah.
I also have my second Ponder album. That's like 80% done, and you know, I have ideas for further albums down the line. But so my creative juices are still alive, and I want to keep it that way. So
that's good. Always moving forward.
Always moving forward.
Always pondering. What are you pondering right now?
I'm just kind of playing with the back fins right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it was good seeing you. I haven't seen you in forever, but it's always a pleasure.
You're a great guy.
Thank you.
Having you as a friend is a real blessing, because you know, I was just one of the viewers back in the day, and it's nice to see it manifest into something better than that. So
yeah. Speaking of which, what is your necklace? What is that?
Oh, I do have a Skyrim necklace,
Mm-hmm.
so that goes along with our Guardians stuff. So there's that, and then I have this necklace from like Renaissance Festival. It kind of looks like a Mystic Water necklace from it's like one of the accessories on Pokemon. So that's what my Vaporeon character would wear, basically. And then I got an alligator tooth that I got from Florida. So
oh wow,
that fits in with that.
Yeah. Do they give you powers?
It's a good vibe, you know.
Yeah.
It you know, I was just able to demonstrate it now, how it kind of relates to, you know, my affiliations and whatnot. So you know, it's
did you ever like Did the Pokemon music ever like influence you at all?
Not really. Like,
Yeah.
my best memories of Pokemon was playing Emerald on an emulator. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very picky when it comes to music, video game music. Like,
Oh, interesting.
if it doesn't like, if it's not built into the construct of the game, if it's not necessary, then I won't listen to it. I'll just find another album that's better
Oh,
and listen
really?
to
So
it.
you turn it
Yeah.
off and you listen to your own music?
Or music of my choice,
Yeah.
not necessarily just my own music. But
So what's your
you know,
favorite video game soundtrack to listen while playing?
my favorite video game soundtrack, it comes from, it's a game called Knit Underground,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of a niche thing that was happening in indie gaming during the 2000s, and it eventually led to a Steam release. And that soundtrack is just huge. It's just completely vibes based.
Mm.
And so I just like the variety in there. There's multiple producers on that album. It's on Bandcamp, so I just like going through that whole discography over and over. My favorite video game ever is Metroid Prime.
Okay.
One of my first like internet communities I was involved in was the speedrunning community for Metroid Prime, which led to the rest of the speedrunning community at large. So
Mm-hmm.
that it was nice to have that little piece of pie of history, internet history or whatever. But
were you a speedrunner at the time, or you're just interested?
I was interested in it. It was a nice way to keep up replayability.
Mm-hmm.
The game is only like 10 hours long, 20 hours long on a casual playthrough. But when you're playing it over and over again, having that speed running quality to it, it's just a way to enjoy and appreciate a game even further than the first couple playthroughs.
Yeah.
That's what that was for me. And along with video game music is, the sound effects. That's the real music to me, is when the music kind of meshes with the sound effects and your gameplay and your clickety clackety and all that stuff. That's the soundtrack to me. And so you need all those aspects to have like that audio feeling. And so one of my albums that's coming up, it's called Multiclass, and it's kind of based off not video game music, but having a soundtrack to video game gameplay, how it feels to be a gamer type of thing. So along with that, I have a upbringing of like D&D fantasy role play games type stuff, and
Okay.
Before Elder Scrolls, it was D&D and all the D&D games of the 90s.
What's your opinion on Dungeon Synth?
Dungeon Synth is awesome. I love Dungeon Synth. You got to see Questmaster, and I got to see Questmaster,
and we have the same sweater.
Yes, I love this shirt.
Yeah, it goes crazy. We should wear it.
This is completely my vibe. Like, big old dragon with the subtext of fantasy synthesizer music. Like, that is my vibe. So I love Dungeon Synth. Like, it has its own separate history from everything else. It started from like black metal or whatever, but now it kind of has that a vaporwave mentality to it, where people are having nostalgia for old video games and old like dark fantasy, Western fantasy type stuff.
Yeah,
I've never been into anime. I didn't grow up a weeaboo. That's my aversion to future funk as well. It's like future funk's for weeaboos who want to be Japanese or whatever. I don't have that. I don't have that fetish. I love Western, dark fantasy from there's a lot of that from the 80s, and so I like that aspect more. And there's plenty of like animated cartoons from the 80s and 90s that are just so much better than whatever crap is being peddled right now.
Yeah.
So.
I loved it too. I mean, I'm really into fantasy. I like dreaming I dream a
Yes.
lot. I write down my dreams. Do you ever have any cool dreams?
More nightmares than dreams.
Really? So you're filled with
Yeah.
anxiety in your subconscious?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, and so that's the beauty of living, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're able to wake up from it and do something about it. So yeah,
That's good. I want to thank you for joining me on this podcast. I had a great
thank
time with
you.
you.
You're having a good streak right now. I enjoy what I've been enjoying all the other ones that you were doing as well.
A lot of it is, it's funny. My mantra is I just do it. It's like Nike, but like when people are like, "So why are you doing this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just doing it."
All right, I'm just gonna one up Roach Corp right now and just do a little. Yeah, there you go.
What? We can air this.
You could cut that out if you wanted.
Yeah, right at the end is like I was gonna be like, "Oh, it's the perfect podcast, like that I don't have to edit."
No, I just ruined it.
No,
I'm just vibing.
I know. I'm just playing with you. I play. I'm a bit of a player. I'm player one.
If you have a problem with how I behave, sorry. Sorry.
You're perfectly fine. Like I told you, I know you're not good at what's it called, social cues or communication, but I am, so I know how to deal. The thing is, like, I'm patient. I like being patient and like I'm curious. That's what my life is all about.
I appreciate you, Frank.
I appreciate you too, KJ Valium, real name Patrick.
Real name Frank.
There you go. Wait a second, I never asked you, how'd you get the name KJ Valium?
So the Vaporeon's name is Vaughn, and the Sceptile's name is Folium.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Just what I've always named the Pokemon in my games and stuff.
Yeah,
and so I just kind of mashed them together.
So why were those names?
Valium, and Vaughn means water in some some Scandinavian language.
Okay,
and
I didn't know that.
And folium sounds like foliage, and that's cool. And
okay,
and it kind of has some magical fantasy aspects to it, and in different universes and stuff. So I just kind of meshed them together and made Valium, and then I didn't know it was a drug.
Yeah, because originally I thought it was the drug.
And that's kind of it's kind of a funny coincidence. It's an anti-anxiety medication, and it can be abused to kind of give you a holistic downer or kind of a psychedelic as well.
I mean, that's one of the things I wanted to describe your music. Like, from the few times I've seen you live, you make it does sound watery to me.
Yeah. I have a huge affiliation with water and the ocean in general.
Yeah,
that kind of fits in with the ocean grunge, and
even though you're so far away from it, I feel like you should we should go to the beach together when you're doing your Pacific Coast tour. We should definitely go to the beach together.
We will go to the beach, and I was meant to be a surfer and a scuba diver, but that just didn't happen in this lifetime, I guess. But
I mean,
it can still happen.
Yeah,
it can still happen. My parents still say that I'm young and but I have the millennial depression.
35 is the new 20.
Yes, but yeah, not in a creepy way. That's for sure. we're just a bunch of man children.
I mean, that's what it is nowadays. Like, we all talk about video games, and do you remember Nintendo 64?
I mean, this is the new 35. Like the old 35 was new to the old 35, and the older 35 was still new to the older.
It's like when I see like Cheers and like everyone in the cast was like in their like late 20s. I'm like, exactly, like 40-year-olds nowadays.
That's how 40-year-olds behave, because that's just a generational upbringing that they had at the time. That was their definition of a 30-year-old, and now we have a different definition.
Speaking of like creating definitions, what's something in this world that you want to change to be like, this is my definition of that?
I don't want to be a part of that, honestly.
Okay.
I just like to see how it generates itself.
Yeah. So you're very passive in the creation of like definitions then.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Because I meet people that are like, this needs to become this, and I'm going to force it. I'm like, cool.
at the same time, I'm still kind of anal about genre definitions in a radio music type of way.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of like I pick up on trends. Like one of the new ones that I've been doing is like liminal house, where it's just like dance music that's like for like background. It's like
Yeah.
not necessarily in your face, but it has like a creepy vibe. Like that's what
Yeah.
Simpson Wave kind of was, or like music I listen to walking the streets at night is just like this creepiness.
I really like dance music from the perspective of the hallway or outside the venue. Like
Yeah,
I want that kind of reverb and
thwomp.
space to it. You know, it's much easier to socialize outside the building than inside.
Yeah, it's a rate your music is outside the club.
All right.
Well, thank you for spending time with me, and I hope to see you soon. I hope you enjoy
I hope to
Alaska,
see you too.
and I will see you in the future. Smooches.
You too. Smooches,
Bye-bye.
kisses.